In today's video, I traveled to the Wieliczka Salt Mine, which is about 12.5 kilometers or about 8 miles outside of the city of Krakow, Poland. And it was pretty cool. It was actually quite amazing because all the caves you're going to see in this video were made by people. And it started happening a long time ago. So the mine was basically dated to about 1044 AD, and like the major excavations that you see today were started in the 1200s, and the mine itself goes about 1073 feet down or 327 meters. And what you see today is less than 2%. It's like 1 to 2% of the total area of the mine. So it's pretty outstanding. You're gonna be able to see some amazing things. And yeah, it was a good trip altogether. And I was able to just take the public transit bus, which is about roughly you need 2 tickets. So it'd be about, for half an hour trip, it's like 6 zlotys. So it's about $4 altogether. So 6 zlotys there and 6 zlotys back. So you end up paying about $4 to get from Krakow to the mine. So it's pretty easy to use too. So definitely recommend taking public transit for, just to keep green, and also to, save on your pocketbook too. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to catch a bus to some salt mines outside the city, which is supposed to be really cool. So, because I know back in the day, salt was very important, kind of needed to survive as a human being. All right, so I was able to get on the bus, and I'm headed to the salt mines now to check it out. Yeah, I was kind of worried because I couldn't figure out how to buy a ticket for the bus, but luckily we had the machine on the outside was broken at the bus stop. They have machines on the buses themselves to buy tickets, so it worked out. And they were like a little over $1 per ticket, like $1.15, so not bad. All right, so I just got off the bus. Oh, shoot, still wash the grass. And headed to the salt mines. So let's check it out, see what this is all about. Kind of curious. Yeah, I wasn't able to take good video along the road, but on the way back I'll take some video of the suburbs and stuff. All right, so this is what I'm gonna check out. I heard this place is really cool, so we'll see what's up. All right, we're getting on the salt mine here. It's a cool little town. Cool. Let's see. I didn't even prepare for this, so let's see if I can even get a ticket. It looks like there's a massive line here, so kind of curious. All right, so this site is way more popular than I thought. It's way more expensive than I thought. I was like, I just swiped my card and I realized it was the ticket is $43 US. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have came here, but I already swiped it. It better be cool. It better be way better than I have been told. So we'll find out. So the line is pretty long today. It's crazy. Park here is beautiful though. It's a nice town. So I think it's a little bit pricier because we have to do a mandatory tour, because I think it's kind of a sketchy place down there. You could end up getting lost, I'm sure. It's so I have to do the little earbud thing and listen to the guide. All right, so we're entering the mine now. All right, now we're entering the mine. Here's some depictions of what they used to do back in the day. It's really cool. See the way they used to work. Huh. Wow. All right, so we're making our way down now. Yeah, there's just loads of steps. Be careful. So I think these numbers here are saying how many like levels down we are. So we're already like 26 levels. So I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but we're pretty far down. All right, so we reached the bottom. It's level 40. All right, just kind of seeing where we're at here. Oh. All right, you guys better learn the metric system. 64 meters deep. So we're only going to see like 1% of the mine, and we have to be very careful, especially tall people like myself, because I'll hit my head a lot probably if I'm not paying attention. There's like wires hanging around everywhere, so we can't touch anything. So that's probably why it's because the tickets are so expensive here, is because you need like a guide and you need all like the audio equipment to properly guide people. So, and safety precautions. So there's like a crazy airlock system, and everyone has to like go through and shut the doors behind them. So the group has to move as one. Yeah, so this place is pretty big, so I gotta be careful not to get lost from the group. Otherwise I'll be stuck down here forever. It's like kind of spooky. All right, mind my head. Yeah, I think if I ever worked down here, I'd get like a crick in my neck. Oh, it's nice and cool. Check that out. You can see like the. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Right there, we are 64 meters deep. It's nearly 200 feet in freedom units. Right, old school ventilation system. It's kind of crazy. They've been mining here for 700 years, and the entire time they've been having to use support construction methods such as these like logs. So some of these logs are, who knows how old they are exactly. I guess they could do the core sampling of them to get the proper age, like the radiocarbon dating stuff. So this is where you first start encountering the salt. Probably won't touch it because it's probably the most heavily licked bit. So I'm gonna avoid that. But going forward, we encounter like open rock faces, salty. Right, so this is a statue of Nicholas Copernicus. So crazy.
When a Polish prince called Bolesław proposed to Hungarian Princess Kinga, her father, King Bela, insisted on a traditional dowry. But Kinga came up with another idea. She knew that no rock salt was mined in Poland and decided to ask her father for a group of salt miners. She wished to find salt in Poland with their help. Without a second thought, the king presented to Kinga an entire salt mine in Hungary. The princess visited the mine on her way to Krakow. She came near the mine shaft and, surprisingly, threw her engagement ring into it. When she arrived to her new country, she requested the miners to look for salt. The result came soon. The miners discovered salt deposits near Krakow that gave Poland centuries-long prosperity. They say that Kinga's engagement ring was found in the first salt lump extracted.
So it's amazing that all this is created from salt. You know, everything in here, all the stones and such, walls, etc. So you could see like where they like drilled in here too. It's pretty neat. So it sounds like they don't use this to make like rock salt for human consumption anymore or animal consumption. They use it for like making small amounts of industrial salt for different purposes. It's not on full-scale production anymore. God, poor horses. They basically got stuck down here working till they retired. So they had to bring them fresh food and water on a daily basis because I guess their food and water to get full of salt. It's cool because you like the gods here.
Here we can see some wooden logs were like this scenario. They needed all the time.
some of the early stables, what they used to look like. Those engineers were clever back in the day. Wow, that's incredible. It's amazing to think this is all man-made. It's like you would think this was like a natural cave formation, but this is all made by people. Just look at that. Watch my step. This is what it looks like. Yeah, so conditions in the past have been far worse than today because there's no modern ventilation. They didn't have modern lighting as well, so people were like soaked in sweat and working 8-hour shifts in this place, you know, and struggling to breathe. So it wasn't fun times. You gotta look, these little gnome dwarves. I don't know, these gnomes are dwarves. I'm gonna call them little people. So this is one of the early drainage systems here. They call it Padre Nostra, Our Father, because I guess it kind of resembles a rosary as it was moving along. You can see these channels here, moving the water. Water flows. It's kind of crazy they carved this chapel here. It's just like, I mean, this is a dangerous job, so people were constantly like going to prayer before and after their shift. So yeah, they definitely took their lives into dangerous hands every day. So they have mass here every Sunday. So yeah, you could go to mass here on Sundays if you choose to. It's actually really cool. I don't know. This is like the most interesting chapel I've ever been to. It almost, yeah, it definitely makes the trip worth it, I think, because it is expensive. It is like 42. It is $42, but I think this place definitely makes it worth it. It's super interesting. There's Pope John Paul there, famous Polish. There's baby Jesus right there. That's easy. I remember he came up from up there, so those steps are super slippery. They're made out of salt, so. It's funny, this floor is made out of salt licks for the cows and horses. So if you ever need to make a cheap flooring, there you go. Huge cavern here. Oh wow.
It's a nice fish. The whole part of the chamber is fully sun-dried. So we take 100 of the water. We take 300 from and support the ceiling. And actually, when looking at the ceiling, once again, you can see the dots coming out of the rock was the same method that we've seen going from the first to the second level. And like I said, they're almost in every chamber, but in some of them, you might see them as white dots because the bolts are simply covered with glue. For example, in the chapels.
Oh wow, there's like a hippo. Well, I got that right. Those things are pretty scary, even though they look friendly. This chamber is massive. Wow.
One of the men and management class of the mine. This chamber is much bigger though. 35 meters high, and almost the highest of the one we'll see today. Just the final one is slightly higher, 1 meter more. We use this space sometimes for concerts, for parties, up to 100 guests.
Zapraszam grupę Katarzynę, zapraszam, czekam na Was z prawej strony wyjścia z komory.
Looks like there's some tracks here. Someone used to push the carts through there. Probably the poor horses had to come through this corridor back in the day. All right, have another chamber here. Just like, oh my God. Remember, all this is man-made. Everything you see here was carved out by people. All right, well, that was an interesting journey. I think I'm gonna make my way out of here. So luckily we could take lifts out, so I don't have to walk a million steps. But yeah, this place is pretty crazy. I had no idea it was this large, honestly. All right, so finally making my way out of here. I'm kind of getting a little claustrophobic. If I think about how far down underground I am, it kind of messes with my head. So it's gotta feel like I'm in like a building or something. So there's like another little chapel here before we leave. Send us off out of the cave. It's pretty cool. This one's named after St. John. I think John Paul. Yeah, the picture of him there. Got their own construction here, I guess. Some of the like later machinery. That's cool. Alright, so I'm here at the elevator waiting, so just gotta wait a bit and get up there. Alright, so we're entering the elevators to get out of here. Oh yeah, those elevators are crazy. Wieliczka Mine, it's definitely an interesting place to visit outside of Krakow. I was kind of like sticker shocked when I first bought the ticket, but honestly, I think it's worth it. It's pretty incredible place. So, you know, maybe I could have got a deal if I would have booked ahead of time, but I mean, it was about a little over $40, so definitely check it out. But if you're claustrophobic, that elevator ride back out was a little much, you know, so. All right, just got off the bus. Gonna catch a tram to the hostel. Ooh, it's a beautiful day today, though. All right, so getting on this tram here. See him coming this way. It's pretty cool. Krakow. It's cool. Look at this little thing there. Oh, sorry. Ooh. Get your way. All right, now I'm on the tram. It's pretty cool. Wish we had one of these in Albuquerque. All right, so I'm back in Krakow. I'm headed back to my hostel. I'm gonna end the video here. Just got off the tram. And yeah, so I'm gonna dedicate like an entire video just for like the salt mine there. So hope you enjoyed it. If you made it to this part of the video and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Please like, please share. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.